everywhere else in the world, isn't it? So this case study is actually created by teachers themselves, not by me, by Indonesian teachers themselves. They identified something that's probably an issue, and this is the case they have crafted. Any group would like to start the ball rolling? Some thoughts, some strategies. If you let us know, the mic will come to you. Anyone want to start? We'll hear a few cases. Yes, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm Diana. We're a teacher here from Pahoa Junior College. Would like to share the strategy. How if we have limited time, and then the student, we the teacher have to prepare the student to face the summative examination. So there are several things that we're going to do. The first one, where the teacher we need to discuss which material that is essential and which one like not essential. So for example, if most of our students in the class would like to take engineering in the university level, of course the essential material is about calculus. So we're gonna focus more on calculus in our class. And then after that, the teacher will discuss exploration problem that also real life problem that convey the learning objective that will be tested in the summative examination. So it would convey the meaningful learning because the student will discuss about the real life problem, how they apply their understanding to solve the problem that they face in real life. And then after that, we will divide the students in some groups, and of course it will be the heterogeneous group. One group consists of the advanced student, medium student, and less able student, so that they would help one to another in the learning process. So there will convey also the mindful learning, hopefully, and then ask them to discuss in the group the exploration problem that we teacher already made. We will post in the class and ask them to discuss in the group, ask them to share their ideas, and then they also can write the ideas on whiteboard in the class, and we, the teacher, can make sure that there is no judgment. If there is a wrong answer, we will ask the student to re-evaluate, and we will make sure that it is a safe learning environment. And then that's for the group work. After the group work, we will also post another question so that the students can do it individually to make sure as individual they also can solve that problem. After that, we will give them journal writing, and of course at the end we will give them homework so that they also can prepare themselves at home to face the final examination. So I think that's our ideas to solve the case.
Thank you. So I want to point out one thing that they talk about, essential understanding. So you probably heard that among the many things they talk about is the teacher, maybe with the students, because this is SMR, so they are old enough to also make the decision, together with the teacher, what is the essential understanding. So their grade level is grade 11 and 12, the subject is mathematics. The strategy is involve the students in identifying the essential understanding for that particular topic. So in this case, probably they will come to a decision that the most essential comes from the word essence. Yeah, so any subject, any topic, there's a lot of details. But the details are all based on the essence, the skeleton. So I suspect for this topic, you will come to the idea that the essential understanding is that the derivative tell us rate of change. That's an essential understanding. So what do we need to be able to do? We need to be able to obtain derivative. What do we need to understand? We need to understand that whatever the derivative is, it will always give us a rate of change. Rate of change of anything against anything. Maybe against time. So once they know that, they probably can do a lot of other things. Yeah? So it is not a matter of not learning what is supposed to be learned. It's learning the essential things that will allow them to then do all the other things. So in other words, they are not missing out on too much. Yeah, so this is quite a useful strategy when teachers say, I'm running out of time. Usually you run out of time for two reasons. This is from the research. One is we teach everything. So we do not place emphasis on essence versus details. So everything gets same treatment. So the essence is actually not well debated, and hence the meaningfulness does not happen. But when they identify the essence, maybe they spend 60% of the time on the essence, and then the rest of the 40% of the time is using the essence to do everything else. So example, in fraction in primary school, there are only two things which are essential. And once they know these two things, then everything, dividing by fraction, adding fraction, all that is done through the same two things. So every single teacher, we need to have some expertise in our subject area, because then we'll be able to identify the essence. And one solution that we hear from this group is using this to help students learn in a more meaningful way. Yeah? Identify essential ideas. For older students, they can be the co-decision maker on what the essential ideas are. Yeah? So it's not just learning and learning and learning. It's also being able to see what is the main idea in whatever that we are learning. So the reflection is important. But what is interesting about your suggestion is this is a pre-learning reflection. Usually we think of reflection as after. But here is, before we learn, let's reflect first. What do we really want to learn? Rather than learn, and then reflect. Yeah? So their idea is interesting because they are doing reflection in an unusual way. Normally reflection is after. Yeah? But they're saying, let's reflect first. What is really important? Then we start learning. Yeah? So thanks for that interesting idea, the pre-learning reflection, which we often don't think about enough. Yeah? Thanks for that. Another group, please.